guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you're new, subscribe. Today I just thought I would film this glittery, sparkly festival makeup look. So if you're wondering why I have pink streaks in my hair, I actually found my old clip-in extensions, my old ones, and I dyed them pink a while ago for the last festival I was going to, and they were meant to come out pastel pink, but they didn't. So anyway, I didn't end up wearing them, and I pulled them out today, and I thought, why don't I just chuck them in my hair and see if it's going to work? And it definitely did. I love the way it turned out. It looks kind of weird with my hair out, but with my hair braided, I think they look really cool because it peeps through in the braids, and I mean, I think I like it. So without further ado, let's just jump straight in. So first off today, I'm going to start by priming the face, and I'm going to use the MAC Strobe Cream. MAC Strobe Cream is one of my favourite dewy, glowy primers. I'll always choose the MAC Strobe Cream for a festival because I know that it's still going to give me that dewy look, but it's still going to make my makeup last all day, dancing all day in the sun, sweat proof. So today I'm going to be trying out the LA Girl Pro Coverage High Definition Long Wearing Illuminating Foundation. Whoa, that's a mouthful. So I got the colour beige. I think it's going to match my skin tone. I got it for when I've got a super dark tan on. So I'll just squeeze some of this out. Okay, so the formula is quite liquidy, I would say, if you can see it dripping down this box, which really means nothing, to be honest, because the Marc Jacobs foundation, what's it called? Marc Jacobs Remarkables foundation. That one is so liquidy, but it is the most full coverage foundation that I've ever used. It's one of my favorite foundations. So far this color is looking pretty good. The finish, I would say, is quite dewy, although that could be partly the primer, the MAC Strobe Cream. Now moving on to concealer, I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in the shade Light Neutral. This is such a full coverage concealer, it's really, really good quality. So just blending that out with a Zoeva 103 Defined Buffer Brush. So this is just a smaller, more angled brush compared to the one that I use for my foundation, which is the 104 Buffer Brush by Zoeva. So this is the 104 and then the 103 for my concealer. Now just taking that down the center of my face, down the bridge of my nose, and a little bit on my forehead and chin. Now to set under the eyes, I'm going to be going in with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette as usual, and using the Banana and the lightest shade in the palette. And I'm actually taking a Real Techniques Beauty Sponge dry, I'm not wetting this, and I'm just going to swipe it in both colours like this to pick up a whole heap of product, and then I'm just going to press it under my eyes. Now it looks like a lot of product is baked under there, but that's the purpose of this. I'm baking with the lightest shades. I'll brush it off soon, but if you just let it sit there for a little while, it will set your makeup in place a whole lot better. I'm also taking a tiny bit down the center of my nose, on my chin, and the middle of the forehead, just to even out that bright highlight, so that we don't just look like we're stark white under the eyes and then the whole face is brown. We just want to even out the skin tone, creating a nice highlight in the center of the face. And then for the rest of the face, I'm going to be going in with an old favorite of mine, which is the NARS Translucent Crystal Powder. It has sadly hit pan, but I've had this for so long that I'm not surprised. It's honestly lasted me like 4 years. It's got a really nice sheen to it, if you can see, and it just makes the whole face look so dewy and luminous throughout the day. So I'm just going to be taking that on my 106 Zoeva powder brush and just setting the rest of my face with that. So just swiping that powder away, and you are left with nice bright under eyes and a bright center of the face, which is exactly what we want. It's going to last all day long. Having baked that powder under there for a few minutes, it just sets everything so much better. Now it's time for brows. I'm just doing my normal routine, taking the Face of Australia High Definition Brow Kit. I don't believe this has a shade. I believe it's just the one shade. It doesn't say on here, but the 3 shades just look like this. So I use the light brown at the start of my brows, and then I take the darker brown shade on the tail of my brow to define, and that way my whole brow doesn't look too dark. It's just like that ombre effect. So my favorite brow brush is actually a winged liner brush from Zoeva. It's the 317 winged liner brush. Now to contour the face, I'll be using the Zoeva 109 Luxe Face Paint brush. It's really good to just create a defined line, and then I'll always go in with the sheer cheek blush brush and just blend it all out. So I will be going in today with the Hoola Benefit Bronzer. I've also hit pan on this one. So sad. So just taking a little bit on that brush there, tapping off the excess and creating a nice line under the cheekbones. Also bringing that onto the forehead down near the temples, just to create that shadowing effect right around the outside of the face. As we did with the highlighting in the center of the face, you don't just want to highlight under your eyes because it's just going to look weird having stark white under eyes. So I always balance out the face by doing the light in the T-zone of the face and then the bronzer and contouring right around the perimeters of the face, as well as down the sides of the nose. I never forget that. And then to warm up the face, I'll be using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark. This is a nice warm orangey brownie tone that I don't contour with because it is way too orange, but I will generally just bronze the face with this after I've gone in and contoured. So I'm going to be using the cheek brush that I showed you before. This is the 127 Luxe Sheer Cheek Brush by Zoeva. I'm just going to go in with the MAC blush in the shade Stay Pretty. This is my first ever MAC blush, It is a really nice pinky shade. I'm not going to put on a lot because I want the cheeks to be quite neutral because we're going to have glitter and colour all over the eyes, but I just wanted a little flush of pink on the cheeks. Brush that on the very apples of the cheeks just to give you a nice flushed look. Now for highlighter. To make the highlighter super intense, I'm taking the Josie Maran highlighting stick to make them look super glowy, and then I'm just going to blend out that cream highlight with my fingers just a little bit. It's just a really good tacky base for the powder highlight to go on top of. And then for the absolute star of the show, once again it's Jeffree Star Cosmetics in the shade Princess Cut. Now this, just take a minute. It's the size of my head for one, and the colour is so beautiful. It's like this lavendery iridescent purple. So I'm going to slap a whole bunch of that on my cheeks and just everywhere, to be honest, because who doesn't love a good highlight for a festival? So I'm just taking my Real Technique setting brush, which I love for applying highlight. I always use this brush because it's so dense and it just packs on the highlight. So what? Can we just, what? Look at that highlight. It is so pretty. Going to take my pinky finger and grab a little bit of the highlighter and put it down the center of my nose. Okay, so now moving on to the eyes. So if you've never seen the tape trick before, I highly recommend it for a really sculpted, defined eye look. So what you want to do is just take some tape, any tape, doesn't matter what, break some off, and you just want to stick it on the edge of your eye, generally from the corner of your eye heading in a straight line up to the end of your brow. And if you've never done this before, it's going to feel really weird. Just warning you, it feels really weird. So first I'm going to start with the transition shade in the crease. I'm going to go in with this Inglot shade in the colour 51. What's this brush? Jessup blending brush. So I'll just be taking that and sweeping it right through the crease from inner corner to outer corner. And the reason the tape is there, oh, what is that? Goodbye. So that it just creates a really nice wing. You'll see what I mean. These Inglot shadows are seriously so pigmented and really good quality. Okay, so now we've got that orange in the crease. I'm going to go in with a warm brown shade. So I'm going to take the Coastal Scents shade, if I can get it out. This one. And it is in the shade Oktoberfest. This one here. So this is the Coastal Scents BR250 brush, and I'm just taking that shade, patting off the excess, and then running that more so in the crease area and not bringing that as high as the orange shade. I might take this one. I'll take the 231 Luxe Petite Crease brush. I'll take a mixture of these two deep brown shades, and I'll just run those in the corner of the eye and through the crease. Now just taking a clean Zoeva 142 concealer brush. There's no shadow on this, and I'm just going to blend that deep brown out just a little bit. Okay, so now that we've built up that colour in the crease, the fun begins. So we're going to go in with the NARS concealer. It doesn't matter which concealer, I just chose this one because it is thick. It's just going to stay exactly where I put it. So this is just a cheap NP set lip brush. It's actually a lip brush. And I'm just going to grab some concealer like so. You don't need a lot at all. We're just going to create a cut crease. So we're going to take the concealer brush and run it from inner corner to about halfway. So guys, I just realized that that whole thing didn't record. So anyway, what I did, I really didn't do much at all. All I did was grab the Jeffree Star Skin Frost in the shade King Tut, and I just applied that over the base of where we put the concealer in the cut crease. And now all I'm doing is taking the Glitter Injections Champagne Sand Pressed Glitter just on my finger, and I'm just taking a tiny bit and just patting that on the Jeffree Star Skin Frost over the top just to give it a bit more of a shimmer. And who doesn't like glitter? Like, I mean, this is my little girl, Tully. Hey, what you doing? Been sleeping? Okay, so now the lower lash line, no, first, where is it? Oh, right here. Okay, so for the inner corner of the eyes, I wanted to sort of match up with the purpley looking highlight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the Napoleon Purtis Loose Eye Dust in the shade Wintry Lily. It's sort of that like iridescent purpley shade. So I'm just going to grab a tiny brush and put some of that in my, what's it called? My inner corner. I'm putting it in my inner corner. Actually, I might do winged liner first. Okay, I'm going to take this little Artiste rounded crease brush, and I'm going to take that second shade that we put in our crease to start with, which was this camel shade here. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the exciting part, which is more glitter. Candyland pressed glitter in Candyland Glitter by Glitter Injections. Now I'm going to bring that down pretty low, because I mean it's glitter and it's a festival, so let's do this. Alright, so I have just put some black pencil liner in my lower lash line, and now I'm just going to apply some mascara to the bottom lashes and some false lashes to the top lashes. And then to finish off the look, I'm just filling my lips in with the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Celebrity Skin. So that's the finished look, guys. Something really sparkly, glittery, fun, just perfect for a festival. Just absolutely stunning. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up for me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.